So what's the advantage of changing the phaco incision site? Surgeon can reduce the preoperative high astigmatism by making the corneal incision on the steep axis site. Another big advantage is the easier access, especially through the temporal section for cases with high eyebrow, deep set eye, and small ocular aperture. Some surgeons prefer to remain to do the superior section because they are in the comfort zone since the beginning of their cataract training surgery using the same operative setup regardless of which eye. The most common approach to temporal section is the surgeon sit at the 9 o'clock for the right eye and 3 o'clock for the left, and the cycle is usually 90 degrees to the main incision. In my approach, my position of sitting depends on which eye I'm operating. If I operate on the right eye, regardless of the site of incision, I will sit at the superior aspect, making adjustment to my right hand. On the left eye, if I do superior section, I still maintain at the superior part, whereas if I need to do a temporal section, then I shift my seats to temporal part and make adjustment for the left foot. It's the general layout of the OT. Strapless and the phaco machine are on the right side of the operating table. The microscope is fixed on the left side of the table. Patients have the same walk up to the operating theatre. Changing surgical site between eyes requires arrangement of 4 objects: the microscope position, the surgeon's chair, microscope foot pedal, and the phaco foot pedal. All these things can be done within 20 seconds, either by the assistant or the surgeon himself. One caveat for this approach is that the surgeon is a right hand dominant holding the phaco foot and the right foot controlling the phaco foot pedal, with the left leg controlling the microscope foot panel control. Let's start with the right eye. The surgeon is seated at the superior aspect of the patient. A paracentesis is made between 1 to 2 o'clock position. The main cornea section is made using a 2.2 mm keratoe, anywhere from 11 to 4 o'clock position. I usually prefer to make a single step cornea section. After incision of the cohesive viscoelastic, a 5 mm capsulorhexis is made using the intrata forceps. I prefer to use the forceps and step directly onto the anterior capsule and raise and flap, and using the forceps can control the pulling of the anterior capsule. Hydrodissection is then made and making sure that the nucleus is rotated to facilitate the phaco. The type of phaco-emulsification method used depends on the density of the nucleus. Note that the phaco probe is held by the right hand, and the hand is actually supported by the ring and little finger, which is rested on the extreme corner of the patient's forehead, very near to the temporal parts of the head. It is important to avoid pressing on the speculum, which will exert undue pressure on the eyeball during the procedure. Again, during the IA stage, the hand holding the IA is carefully placed on the lateral corner of the eye, and the maneuver is done using the pivoting action of the wound. The lens is inserted using a docking method through a 2.2 millimeter incision. What about the left eye? Main adjustment is usually on the left lower limbs, especially the left foot, which controls the foot switch of the operating microscope. The rocker switches, which is controlling the zoom and the focus function, is of the two configurations, the longitudinal or the transverse. First configuration, the front element controls the focus, whereas the back element controls the zoom. The foot needs to be moved horizontally to achieve opposing action of the same function, thus more movement is required. The longitudinal configuration, the left element controls the zoom function and the right element the focus. Right eye, I use my left toe over the front button and the heel over the back. For the left eye, I use the tools over both the front and back element, because when the ankle is in the dorsiflex position, it is not possible for the heel to press on the button. The foot pedal is placed at the same coronal plane as the body. The left thigh is extended 10 to 20 degrees and the knee is flexed about 30 degrees. In this position, the foot is dorsiflex. Therefore, the heel cannot be flattened on the pedal. So one has to use the toes or the ball of the foot to control the button, as I am showing now. With the exception of the left foot pedal control, the left frequent modification through the temporal section is done just in the usual fashion as in any other superior section. Here I try to demonstrate the changing of the zoom and focus during the IOL session to the eye.